Thank you. So what did we decide we're working on today?
They mainly voted wealth and confidence, but many people said everything.
Everything. Okay. Well, that's a good place to start, because you can have everything. You can have everything, and you can have everything all at the same time if you have one thing. And do you know what that one thing is? In order to have everything, you need one thing. Who knows what the one thing is? You're not allowed to answer. Because you sat in too many classes, you know the answer. So you can have everything, and you can have, it's not true that you can't have it all, that something's got to give, that if you have love, your career stuff, you have a career, your family stuff, and none of that is true. There are people who have everything all at the same time. In order to have everything, you have to have one thing. Who knows what it is?
Belief, self-awareness.
Of? It's a belief, yes, but what is the belief of? What would that belief be?
Of things, just pure conviction.
I can. Keep going. All very close. I'm worth it. That's the thing. Whatever you want, you must believe you're worth it. If you want love, you have to believe you're worthy of love. Nothing has to be injected in, snipped off, waxed away. Nothing has to be added or subtracted to find love. And for wealth, we know that 70% of lottery winners are bankrupt in 3 years, which is an extraordinary thing. We think, I want wealth. I've won $20 million. I worked with a guy who was earning actually $200 a week. It was about 15 years ago, working in a factory making biscuits. He won $20 million. So to be happy, within 3 years, he was bankrupt. When I interviewed him, he said, well, you know, I didn't really know where I fit in with all that money. You know, all the people I lived with, if we went out to the pub and I paid, they go, there you go, showing off again. But if I didn't pay, they go, didn't you win $20 million? Have I got to pay for my own drinks? And he lived in what's called welfare housing. And they said, well, you can't have that anymore. You've got $20 million, go and buy your own house. And he did, and he said, I never fitted in anywhere. When I got rid of it all, he said, I was so happy. I went straight back to that factory, making crackers, making $200 a week, and I felt better. So the human mind is interesting, and it's not really designed to mess you up, but it's designed to do one thing that drives therapists completely crazy. That one thing is the brain wants to go back to what it knows and what it's familiar with. And while it's going back to what's familiar, it's running away from what's unfamiliar. Many years ago, I worked on a show, and it was taking people who couldn't find love and giving them makeovers, and they had everything, a wardrobe, makeup, you name it, personal trainer. And I worked with one girl who said, I always attract losers. Every guy I meet cheats on me. They never call me, I have to call them. And I'm always running after men, because her father was so diminishing of her. So she went on this show, and we made her look amazing. And she said it was the most incredible thing. You know, after the show, I went home to my normal house. I went to the same place. I met this amazing guy. He took me out. He picked me up in a car. He called me. I'm never seeing him again. Why not? She said, he's too good for me. I said, you know what you just said? You said his behavior is so unfamiliar. I don't recognize it. And I want to run back to the guys who remind me of my deadbeat dad, because I know that, while avoiding what is unfamiliar. Here's your prescription, should you want to take it. I want you to say every day, I'm making love familiar. Never add if it kills me. I'm making love familiar. I'm making believing I'm desirable. I'm making believing I'm worthy of beautiful love like this familiar. They ended up being married. One of the deadbeats called and said, why didn't you marry me? She goes, well, you didn't ask me in 7 years, so perhaps that's a clue. So we have to learn that if the brain loves what is familiar, and it really does, we have to make good stuff familiar. After all, brain liking what's familiar is how you lived. If you lived in a fort in the Wild West, you wouldn't think, I'm so bored. I think I'll go meet these Native Americans. They seem to have a more interesting life. I want some variety here. Let me climb over the walls of the fort and go and hang out with them, because they might kill you. They might not, but it was a big risk. So we stayed where we were. Who here has ever got a 2-year-old or had a 2-year-old child? Raise your hand. You know how they won't eat anything new? Because it's not familiar. At exactly the age they could wander out in the prairie and pick their own berries and dig up their own vegetables. They only eat what they know, because that's how they go, I don't want that. It's not the right color. I don't want that. It's got lumps in it. What they're saying is it's so unfamiliar, I'm threatened by it. That's how the brain works. So we have a great job. Let's make great stuff familiar. So if you want love, all you got to do is say, I'm worthy of love, deserving of love, I'm worthy of love, over and over and over again. In fact, there's a 3-step process to get anything you want. Why don't we just do it now? So if you want wealth, love, health, success, whatever you want, the first step is to say every day, I'm worth it, I deserve it. So imagine you want to write a best-selling book, open a phenomenal restaurant, create an amazing product, find the love of your life. You have to close your eyes. Well, we're going to do it right now and say, it's 4 things. I'm worth it, I deserve it, I'm worthy of it, deserving of it. That's not hard. Let's do it now. Repeat after me. I'm worth it, I deserve it, I'm worthy of it, I'm deserving of it. And now we're going to add in the thing you want. So you're going to say, I'm worthy of phenomenal wealth, fantastic love, mind-blowing orgasms, whatever you want to say. I don't mind. But I want you to, and as you say, I want you to notice how you people will say, I actually feel like crying when you say that. I feel like bursting into tears. I feel so angry when you say that because it's not true. And I will say, I just feel silly. It's all woo-woo. Well, actually, woo-woo works. So when we say it, notice how you feel. Does it feel silly? Does it feel ridiculous? Does it make you irritable? Because if it does, that's the sign you've got to keep doing it until it doesn't. Keep saying, I'm worthy of love, or I'm worthy of phenomenal, I'm worthy of being a millionaire, I'm worthy of having a successful, and really notice how you feel, because you may feel, this is all silly, I don't even believe it, and that's okay. But step 1, you can't move to step 2 till you've begun step 1 and are committed to continuing with step 1. So I've written 7 best-selling books. And when I was writing, I had to keep saying, this is an amazing book. This book's going to be a bestseller. I could have said, this book is terrible. Oh, it's no good at all. I can't even write properly. No one's going to buy it. But how would that have helped me? What would that have done? I would have put the book in a drawer. I had to say, this is an amazing book. People will love this book. It's going to be a bestseller, because it gave me the courage to take step 2 and step 3, which we'll come to in a minute. But right now, we're going to do step 1. Close your eyes. Don't worry about the person next to you hearing what you're worthy of. We're all going to be doing our own thing. We're not listening because we're doing this properly. We are stating, embodying, affirming what we are worthy of. So I want you to say, not yet, I'm worthy of phenomenal, amazing, passionate, wild love, or whatever kind of, I'm worthy of this phenomenal business, being the most successful, mind-blowing product. Everybody can't wait to buy it. You want to excite your imagination. The way you feel about everything is just down to 2 things. The pictures you make and the words you say. I'm going to open a restaurant. What if nobody comes? I'm going to write a book. What if it gets awful reviews? I'm going to open this business. What if I lose all my money? The brain is saying, you're not doing that. I'm going to give you a panic attack, an ulcer, chronic anxiety. Because if you keep worrying about it, your mind's job is to stop what it thinks you're fearful of. But if you say, I'm doing it. It's like saying, I'm going to ride a horse, going, I'm terrified of horses. I'm petrified of this horse. When you get on the horse, the horse is going to go, get off. I can feel your energy. I don't like if you go, I'm a brilliant rider. I control that horse with movement to my knees, the little rein movements between the horse and one. This is so cool. The horse is like, oh, I like you, because we understand each other. So your mind is a bit like the horse, and you've got to be really good at riding a horse, or indeed a Ferrari, to get the best of it. So close your eyes, and I want you to start by saying, I am worthy of, and finish that sentence. I am worthy of, I want to hear this. And the words you put in front of words impact the mind. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of phenomenal, magnetic, powerful, passionate love. The mind is much more excited. It knows what you want. I'm worthy of a phenomenal, outstanding, incredible, successful business that everyone envies. Use a lot of words. So let's do it again. I am worthy of. I am deserving of. I am worth. Keep going. No mumbling, passionate, powerful. Last one, I deserve. Let's do it again. I want you to go, I'm worthy of and deserving of, and finish that sentence. And really notice how you feel in your body. And again, I'm worth and I deserve. So here's a couple of rules of the mind. One is the mind learns by repetition. Repetition is the mother of all skills. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Secondly, every word you think is a blueprint that your mind and body work night and day to make real. Here's another one. The strongest force in you is you must act in a way that lines up with how you define you. Your mind has no choice. If you go, I'm a loser, everything I touch falls apart. You're always going to act in a way that lines up with how you define you, but you can change your definition. And the fourth one I told you, the mind loves what is familiar and what is comfortable. It doesn't like what is unfamiliar and uncomfortable. We can make what is uncomfortable comfortable. So if you notice as you said that, you felt silly, tearful, angry, or whatever you felt, then that's a sign you've got to keep doing it. So step one for whatever you want. So I wanted to write a book. And I knew before I wrote a book I had to do that just every day. It's not a big thing. It's 5 minutes a day in the shower. What else you can do in the shower? Say, I love the smell of this shampoo. You might as well in the shower. Do it when you're cleaning your teeth. Think it. Wire it into an activity. The shower is very good because the water's coming down. It's quite meditative. Use that time every day to go, I'm worthy of, deserving of, I'm worth it, I deserve it, and really go for it. As you do that, you can go on to step two. Step two is take a look at what you want. What do you want? I wanted to write a book. As I looked, I thought, that's not right. I don't want to write a book. I want to write a best-selling book. And even more, a best-selling book that changes people's lives. So when you imagine I'm looking at what I want to write a book, then you begin to, so you have to look at what you want, what you really, really want, because what you require will require something of you. If you want to write a book, then you better learn to be a speaker. If you can't go on stage and speak about a book, you'll never get a book deal. If you can't go to book signings and go on blogs, you will not get a book deal if you can't do interviews. If you want to be a therapist, but you don't know how to market yourself, you could be amazing, but you won't have any clients. If you haven't got the courage to talk about your business. So the second step is to really take a long, hard look at the thing that you require. What is it? Is it love? People say, I'm looking for love. Really, where? Oh, I go to the gym with my friends. I go to yoga. How many men are in yoga? 3. How many women? 52. I don't think you're looking for love at all, because if you'd be in the weights room. I'm looking for love. I'm going to a book club with all my girlfriends. Is there any men there? No. So actually, you're actively not looking for love. You said you're looking for love, but you're not. And same thing with guys. Where are you looking for love? Well, I go to the pub with all my friends. No, you've got to be proactive. What you require something of you. When you've done step 2 and really looked at what you want, close your eyes now and imagine you can really look. It's like you've got a screen in front of you and you're seeing on that screen what you want. The screen is called what I want, what I require, what I desire. And look over it and look around it and look right through it, because what you require requires something of you. What you want wants something of you. And we're very lucky we live in an age where we can go onto YouTube and learn everything. So look at what you want. And as you look at what you want, a best-selling product, a best-selling book, a wonderful relationship, phenomenal health, amazing confidence, high self-esteem, what does it require of you? And then step 3 is to go out and do what is required of you. So I worked with an artist who said, I really want to be a famous artist. I got all these wonderful paintings, but artists by nature are very fragile creatures. They're creative. They're not really into marketing. And I said, look, you have to take your paintings to galleries. I can't do that. Why not? They might get rejected. Well, they might, but you'll never know if you don't do it. So you could be a fragile artist painting, but if you want to be a successful artist, you got to do what you do not want to do, which is take your painting. Oh, they're so big, I can't do that. Well, then load them onto an iPad. So her story was sit and say, I'm worth it, I'm worth it. Now we're going to imagine loading all your paintings, going into a gallery and saying, here's my work. That can be very hard for someone who's scared of rejection. but you got to do that thing. If you want success, it won't come to you unless you're also going towards it. And people are very successful, do what they do. Then I don't want to do that, I'm doing it. I want success, I'm going to go for that interview, ask for that funding, ask for that partner. They do what they do not want to do to get to where they want. People who fail will give up. They go, I wouldn't do that, I could never do that. So we explained what she had to do, load them on the iPad, and I was giving a lot of confidence. And so off she went to a gallery, and she showed them the work, and they went, oh no, that's not really our thing. But there's a gallery down there, they will love that work. Off she went. When she left, her paintings were going to be in the window. She hadn't taken any in, they would have already hung them up. So that's the 3-step process. Decide you're worth it, take a long, hard look over, around, and through what you want, and then do the work. And you can't do the work unless you believe you're worth it. It's a loop. When you believe you're worth it, you can ask for help, ask for funding, ask for a pay rise, ask for promotion, ask for customers. But you can't do step 3 if you haven't done step 1. Then you have to do step 2. And the thing that stops all of us doing this is one thing: rejection. What if someone doesn't like it, doesn't like me? So we all have a fear of rejection. We're born on the planet hardwired to find connection and avoid rejection. But many of us don't even know, how do we avoid rejection? Do I become a people person? Today I'm going to do a session with all of you. We're going to go back and have a look at where you learn to fear rejection, because the truth is the only person who can reject you is who? Is you. Somebody could say, well, I don't like you because you've got green hair. I mean, clearly you haven't got green hair. So if I said that, you couldn't possibly let that in. You'd go, well, that Marissa's crazy. My hair isn't green. So you would reject that very quickly. But if I said, well, you're just boring, you're not interesting, people do let stuff in that isn't real. And we have to learn to understand that rejection isn't going to kill you. It can be the best thing that ever happened to you. But 1,000 years ago, rejection could kill you, and it did. Who watched Game of Thrones? Anybody ever watch Game of Thrones? I loved that show. See, survival was a numbers game. You had to be being a big tribe with a lot of people around you, hopefully with bows and arrows, and then you were okay. But if you went through the Wild West in a wagon train of one person, I doubt you'd get to the other end. So we knew years ago that survival was about a lot of people belonging, not being rejected, because it could kill us, but it doesn't kill you anymore. It can make you stronger. So we're going to have a look today at what is getting in your way. Normally, it's nothing more than a fear of rejection. It's really good to work this out. I can't speak in public. I can't ask for help. I can't show people my product. I can't get funding, because somebody might say no, but they might say yes. And people who are successful never hear no. They don't do deny, they go no at the moment. No, not quite, but change it a bit. So we're going to work with all of you. And I saw up front that the biggest thing you wanted to work on is money. So let's do a little bit about money beliefs right now. But if you want to work on love, and I'm talking about money, you can switch it in your head to love. So your relationship with money is formed by the time you're 5 years old. I'd love you to shout out some of the things your parents told you about money. What did you hear about money that was negative? Just shout it out. Don't wait to be called. There's not enough money. It's hard to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. What else? It's dirty. See, isn't that interesting? Money is dirty. We say things like, look at that fat cat. That person is filthy rich. We say rich bitch. And we have belief that money is dirty. And yet you can do beautiful things with money. If you see, John and I, we have a business, but as we got more money, we started to create all these free products. We do tutorials on YouTube. We're now putting our stuff into schools. We give it all. If we didn't have money, we couldn't do it. We couldn't be helping children all over the world with these free schools programs if we didn't have money. But why is money dirty? It's a great thing. Where does it come from, the belief that money is dirty? Yeah, religious. People say the Bible says, the pursuit of money is the root of all evil. It doesn't. It says the pursuit of money, the expense of everything else is the root of all evil. So we hear that money is dirty. Money. Look at those rich people. They sold their soul to the devil. Can you think of something you could do with money that's really good? My daughter got married last year, and she knows someone, and this guy is a billionaire, he's got so much money. And he wasn't a spiritual person. He made all his money in real estate. Then he did this thing. He went, I've got a lot of money. What should I do with all this money? He said, I know. I'll rewild the whole coast of England. So he started introducing species like butterflies and bees and animals that are under threat. And he's got all these wild flowers. And he's got so much money, and that's what he's done. You see, he wasn't spiritual, but having so much money, he did a spiritual thing. Madonna, Oprah Winfrey created children's homes and girls' schools because they had money. They couldn't do it without. So when you have that belief that money is dirty, money is evil, spiritual people shouldn't have money, people who have money have got no soul, close your eyes and think, what could I do with money that would be amazing? Could I create a water plant in Africa? Could I send out malaria tents? Could I do something amazing? What could I do in my community? And the minute you think of something, you're realizing that money can be a beautiful thing if you do good things with it. If you're funding or helping putting people through school, there's a lot you can do. So when you have a limiting belief, you've got to flip it over. So let's have some more limiting beliefs about money. Whose parents said, I can't find the money?
Related to health. If you have money, you will have bad health.
Yeah, who told you that?
From the culture,
Yeah, and you see that's such, so if you believe that, you're going to stop having money, aren't you?
Yeah.
If I have money, I'll have bad health. You can't have it all. If I have it all, something's got to give. That means if I have a nice partner and a job, I'll probably never get pregnant, or I'll mess up my children because I've got a belief. So do you think there are any wealthy people that are healthy?
No.
You don't know any? Really?
Who aren't healthy?
Let's think of someone
For
who's,
example,
yeah,
if you know a family
Yes.
that has a problem with their kids,
Yes.
not healthy,
Mhm.
and they have money, you relate, oh, because they have money,
Who can we think of in the world today who's got a lot of money and is healthy? Like Stella McCartney's got a great business, she's got 4 amazing children. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, Tom Cruise, there are lots of people. Rod Stewart, Mick Jagger's like 80 years old, got a lot of money, a lot of children, and seems very happy, still singing and having a great life. So when you have this belief, you've got to find the opposite. You've got to think, okay, I believe that. Is there someone on the planet that would disprove my belief? Like I was always told when I was a kid, men don't like successful women. If you have money, you'll never find a husband. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? Some people still believe that to be true, by the way, but it's not. So just have a couple more money beliefs that are negative.
My parents always teach me that you have to work on your hands, otherwise you can't earn money.
Yeah.
And I'm in beauty industry over 15 years and working by my
Hands, yeah.
24/7 and can get over it.
Yeah, because you're doing that kind of sweat labor, which is, you're never going to, well, you could, but you probably won't make enough money. What was yours? Money corrupts. Okay. Let's have one more.
It's the same. I would tell about my experience that since childhood you were just saying it's very hard. It's very hard to get the money. You have to work hard. You
Yeah.
have to sweat out to get the money.
Yeah.
And as I grew up, when I went into the healings, theta healing and all, I changed my patterns. And now I see that money can flow to me. It's an
Of
energy.
course, yeah. And you don't have to work hard, you have to work smart.
Yeah.
One of my clients, her grandmother used to come every Saturday. She was one of 3 girls. And she used to take a little note, fold it up and say, don't let anyone know you've got that money. I'm not giving it to your sisters, I don't like them. Only you're the favorite, but if they know, nobody will like you. So hide that money. Don't let anyone know you've got any money because people won't like you. So as a grown-up, she could never make money because you had this, people don't like you if you have more. So let's switch the word money to energy. Whatever you said about money, money doesn't grow on trees. I can't find the money. Money slips through my fingers. You've got to use your hands to make money. Good people don't have money. Rich people have got more money than sense. And imagine just going to switch that word to energy. Energy doesn't grow on trees. I don't know where to find the energy. So do that yourself. Think of your thought, turn to your partner, share your original thought, and then switch it to energy. Do it now. So turn to the person next to you and say, but the belief about money was, I can't find the money, and then switch that to, I can't find the energy. Go on. Sorry?
Since my childhood, I was confused still sometimes that either I should.
Let me come around here. Say it again.
Since my childhood, I was confused either I should go for the virtue or wisdom or some for the money, because
Yeah.
I need my self-awareness and consciousness. So I got that, but because of we are living in poor side of country, and that's why I faced it.
But you have to have both. So, okay. Okay, well, let's all stop. So when you change the word money to energy, you begin to realize that you can have everything. You know, my little girl, when she was little, said to me, "Mummy, you never have to fight with Daddy about money. The hole in the wall gives you money. You just put that thing in the wall, and the wall gives you money," because that's what she saw. The wall will give you money. You don't have to ask Daddy for money, just ask that wall, and it will give you money. And she believed that, because when we're born, when you're in the womb, it's like being in the Four Seasons. It's 75 degrees. You have 24-hour room service. Someone's always there. No baby is born in lack. So you have to look at these beliefs. It's energy. So let's do something else. Let's breathe in. And let's breathe out. How many of you are real givers but find it hard to receive? You're very good at giving. Put your hand up if you're really good at giving but not very good at receiving, because you're one of those beautiful spiritual people that loves to give. Okay? Anyone here's the opposite. They like to take but they don't like to give too much. It's okay. Raise your hand if you're the opposite. I like to receive but I don't like to give. That's okay. It's fine. So we're going to do a little experiment for both of you. We'll start with the givers. I want you to breathe in. I want you to give that breath away, and I want you to spend 4 minutes giving all that air to other people, because they need it so much more than you. And you're a giver, so do not breathe in. You've got 4 minutes to give all that breath away. Keep giving, only exhale. You've got to be a proper giver. Give all your air away. Other people in the room need it much more than you. Don't breathe in. Some of you look like you're inhaling. This is just giving. Just exhale. You can do that for 4 minutes. We can all hold our breath for 4 minutes. So just keep breathing out. Keep exhaling, no inhaling. Give, do not take, until it feels extremely uncomfortable and really wrong. And then I want you to take a breath in and give one away. And for the takers, I want you now to take all that breath in the room and keep it. So breathe in and hold it, but don't give that away. Just keep taking. Take everyone's air. I want you to be a proper taker. Take so much and then hold it. Now you're going to hold that breath for 4 minutes, which we can all do, even underwater. Or notice just after a few seconds, it doesn't really feel good to give or to take. It feels good to do both. So the takers give that breath away. And that's the balance, giving and receiving. When it comes to wealth, you have to say, I give of my talent and I receive. My heart is open to give. My hands, if my brain is giving of something amazing, and my hands are receiving. And if you think, oh, shouldn't I just give and not receive? Remember, if you try doing that with your breath, you probably die. So this is the balance. Nature requires balance. Nature loves balance. And people who are wealthy say, I give of a talent. I created this amazing thing. I've done this amazing thing. I deserve to be very well paid for it. I am the best surgeon in the world, the most phenomenal teacher. My product makes people happy. And in fact, the thing we want to buy more than anything else is something that makes us feel good. If you have a product that makes people feel good, that's why we love buying stuff that makes us feel good. I spent £500 on a Dyson hairdryer, and then I bought another one because it was so good, one for the UK, one for here, because I could do my whole hair in 4 minutes. And it wasn't a waste of money. It made me feel so good that I didn't have, and in lockdown, I thought, thank God I bought that hairdryer, because there's no blow bars anymore. So everything you buy is because it makes you feel good. So if you want to make money, what could you make that would make somebody feel good? What could you give or sell or create that would make someone feel good? Because we love that. Every person who sells will tell an emotive story. You need this. It makes you, and sometimes it's true. Sometimes we really do. But what we're going to do now is go into hypnosis and have a look at your blocks. Most people have what I call limiting beliefs, blocking thoughts, fear. The biggest fear is rejection. We can spend ages looking at this, but it will always come down to one thing. I'm scared I might get rejected. My customers might hate my product. People might give my book a terrible review. Someone might not like it. And that's true, but someone else might love it. You can't please everyone, but you can please yourself. So we're going to have a look at where you got these beliefs from, because the quickest thing is to just get rid of them. And I'm going to focus a lot on wealth, but if your issue is love or health, when I'm going back, just switch it in your head to something else. So hypnosis is safe, it doesn't send you to sleep, it does wake you up to your incredible possibilities. Before we begin, any questions quickly? You're not going to stay in hypnosis, you're not going to bark like a dog or turn into a chicken. I'm not going to ask you for your bank details, you can't be doing anything you don't want to do. Anyone have a quick question before we begin? Good, good. Okay, so we're going to go back to a couple of scenes. I'm going to show you how to erase and eliminate whatever's getting in your way. Because if you haven't got what you want, here's the thing to understand. A lot of people say, I want love, I haven't got it. I want wealth, I don't have it. I want health, I don't have it. If you haven't got what you want, your mind thinks you don't want that. Like the girl whose grandmother said, don't let anyone know you got that money, hide it. So her mind had a belief, if you have money, nobody will like you. So she was very busy rejecting it. So if you haven't got what you want, your mind thinks you don't want that at all. If you've got a lot of what you don't want, your mind thinks, well, actually you like that, procrastinating, self-sabotage, very useful, because as long as you procrastinate, you'll never find out that you're not talented at all. As long as you self-sabotage, you'll not get to the truth, which is you're not that good. None of these things are true, but all the things we come up with, self-sabotage, procrastination, and nothing more than an expression of the fear, I'm not enough. And if I'm not enough, easy to say I coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I just didn't have any energy. I was always messing about. I was too busy doing this, and I could have had this thing in my dreams, but the but really means I stopped myself even going there, because unconsciously I didn't even believe I was worth it or it could ever happen. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to find these beliefs and get rid of them. Are we ready to do it right now? Hypnosis is not scary. Everything I have in mind, I have a lot, and it's all because of hypnosis. I was told I could never have a baby. I had a baby under hypnosis. I got run over, sort of able to walk for a year. I walked in 6 weeks, purely because of hypnosis. My books, everything I have, I owe to hypnosis, because it helped me make my mind go where I wanted to go. You have to learn to be the CEO of your mind, to give yourself the right suggestions. Your mind doesn't know, and it doesn't care if what you tell it is good or bad, true or false, it lets it in. And I'm going to prove that to you right now. So put your hand in front of your mouth, close your eyes. I want you to imagine you've got a big, fat, juicy lemon, half of a big, fat, juicy lemon in your hand. I want you to breathe in that beautiful lemon smell. Nothing smells quite like a lemon. I want you to squeeze that lemon really hard so lemon drops come onto the surface. I want you to stick your tongue out and lick up all those lemon drops. And while your mouth is open, open it wider and shove that entire lemon in your mouth and squeeze all the juice out. I want you to eat that lemon. I want you to bite into every segment so that lemon juice bursts onto your taste buds, which means you swell and pucker up. So eat every lemon segment, start sucking out that juice, swirl it around your mouth till your mouth is full of lemon juice. Keep swirling it and sucking it and eating it. And then open your eyes. Just raise your hand if you notice you started to make saliva to a thought. Look around the room. Pretty much everyone. So here's a question which if there was a lemon, raise your hand. You can't get this wrong. If there was a lemon, raise your hand. And if there wasn't a lemon, raise your hand. If you never raise your hand, whatever the question is, raise your hand. I don't mind. So you're both right, there was a lemon, but there wasn't a lemon. There was not a lemon. So if you said no, you're right, but if you said yes, you're also right, because there was. But it was in your imagination. Your mind didn't think anything except lemons, wash away tooth enamel. I don't like that. Let's do another one. Everybody stand up. And just take your right arm and point it towards me. And what you're going to do, just watch me first. Please don't do it yet. You're going to swing your arm behind you, but please make sure you don't poke someone in the eye or the breast or any of these places. So you might have to go like that, but take your right arm and just swing it as far behind as it will go, and just notice where you've pushed it to. You might have to go over an object, but that's okay. Just notice how far you can make your arm go. Come back, drop your arm down, close your eyes. I want you to say to your arm, You're going to go a third further now. You're super flexible. And I want you to imagine you're more like a pretzel. Your arm is going to go a third further. So you see all those muscles and tendons opening up. Stretch your arm out again. And you're going to look at your arm. You're going to talk to your arm. You're going to say to your arm right now, repeat after me, you're going a third further. You're super flexible. You're like a rubber doll. You will go a third further. Imagine in your mind you can already see it. And now swing your arm back and watch as it goes a whole third further, just because you told it to. See? And now take a seat. If we had more room, we'd do it with the other arm. But you just realize something. You can tell your arm to go a third further. You can tell your metabolic rate to speed up. You can tell your immune system to be amazing. You can tell your body to sleep when you need to sleep, wake up when you need to wake up. You can tell your body what to do, and it does it. And a lot of us tell us, I don't want to mess that up. I don't want to get that wrong. I don't want to fail. And we're telling ourselves the wrong thing, because your mind, this is the genie, your wish is its command. So you just saw something that you can think of a thought like a lemon and make it real. You thought of a lemon, and your mind didn't know or care if that was a good thought or a bad thought, a helpful thought, a hurtful thought. It still let it in. So now that you know that your mind's job is to make your thoughts real, what do you think your job is? Your mind's job is to make your thoughts real. It doesn't care what they are. If you think, oh my God, I'm terrified of cockroaches, I'm terrified of spiders, I'm scared of bees, you'll start looking for bees everywhere you go. If you think people don't like me, that will become your reality. So your mind's job is to make your thoughts real. Not like it has a choice. Your mind has to make your thoughts real. That's its job. But what is your job?
Think better thoughts.
Think better thoughts. You're not allowed to answer. Cheating. Your mind's job is to think better thoughts. And it's easy to think better thoughts because you flip the negative. Give me a negative thought you think on a regular basis. Anyone in this room, just give me a negative thought. I'm tired. I'm not enough. I'm stressed. Well, people add on, I'm chronically tired. I'm exhausted. I could eat a horse. I've never been enough. And so the mind is going to make that real. How do you flip it? I'm tired becomes, I'm just a little dehydrated. I do need some sleep. Tonight I'm going to get 8 hours sleep and feel amazing. But for the next few hours I can power through this. I'm not enough becomes, of course I'm enough. I'm exhausted becomes the same thing. I'm a little fatigued. And I'm going to get a lot of sleep tonight. So we've got to keep flipping our thoughts. So let's go back and find the negative thoughts. Then we're going to flip them. So make yourself comfortable. Getting hypnotized is really easy. I'd like you to really learn this habit and use it a lot because it can change your life. And when you're sitting on the tube, you can hypnotize yourself to wake up, to have a great memory for anything you want. I had my daughter under hypnosis, so it's a really powerful thing. So this is how you get hypnotized. You look up like that as if you're looking into your eyebrows. You keep your eyeballs up and you close the lids down. I want you to just practice. Pretend you're trying to look into your very own forehead. So roll your eyes up. Keeping your eyeballs up, close the lids down. So practice until you can do it. It's a question of, normally when people close their eyes, they look down and shut the eyes. But you're going to look up. Keep the eyeballs up, close the lids down. That's how you go into hypnosis. It takes you straight into an alpha brainwave where you are highly suggestible and receptive. So if you can do that, going into hypnosis will be a dream. Have we all done that? Okay, so now we're going to do it for real. Make sure your phone is switched off, by the way, very important. Make yourself comfortable. Roll up your eyes, just look up. So if you're trying to look into your very own eyebrows, breathe in, breathe out, keep your eyeballs up the whole time, and again, breathe in. Every time you blink, deep, powerful, healing hypnosis is coming upon you. Breathe out, and just one more time, breathe in. Keep your eyeballs up, keeping your eyeballs up. As you exhale, close your eyelids right down, all the way down. That's perfect. Just close your eyelids down. Forget all about the position of your eyes. I want you to drop your chin. So you get that very same looking down feeling that you might get as you look over a balcony or look down a flight of stairs, you are looking down 10 steps. You're moving on to step 10 right now as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9 and you can see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet treading each step. As you move down, drift down, travel down to an even deeper level, you're taking step 8 and 7. You are going deeper. With every sound you hear as you take step 6, the sound of your breathing is taking you deeper as you take step 5. The sound of your heartbeat is taking you deeper. You're taking step 4. Going deeper into an awareness of yourself, you're taking step 3. As each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 2 and 1, just go deeper, deeper, deeper. And as you go deeper, I want you to imagine, you can have a quick dialogue with your mind. You just said, hey arm, go further, and it did. I want you to go, hey mind, I am ready to go right back and find the blocks. I'm ready, I'm eager, I want you to take me back to any limiting beliefs so I can be free of them. So just say to your mind, I want this, I'm ready, take me back. And once your mind knows that you're ready, of course it's going to take you back. So right now on the count of 5, you are going back. You're going back to a scene, place, event, and time that is all connected to your limiting thoughts, your blocking beliefs about wealth, but it could be about love. As I count backwards, your genius mind's already found the beliefs that have got right in your own way. So on the count of 5, you are going back, all the way back. It's like you're in a time tunnel being pulled backwards, taken backwards. It's like the movie of your entire life is rewinding, and you are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter as you go back to a vivid, vital, crucial thing that is the cause, the reason, the root of your limiting beliefs. On the count of 4, you're becoming younger. On the count of 3, years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. On the count of 2, being pulled back, drawn back. On the count of 1, just be there. As I click my fingers, it's just like you've switched on a television set, or indeed your computer. A picture is filling up the screen and you are right in the middle of that scene. And as I ask you a question, you know the answer. So here's the first question. This scene where you are now, is it daytime or is it nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own or with someone? How old are you about? And here's the only question that matters. This scene where you are now, is it daytime? We already know that. Or nighttime, it's not important. But this scene where you are now, what are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? I want you to feel what you felt. I want you to see what you saw, like it was yesterday. And as I click my fingers, your ears are you're going to hear exactly what you heard. Here it comes on the count of 1, 2, and 3. Your ears are opening. You can hear something that's said to you, over you, around you, about you, something in your line of hearing that is linked to why you have these limiting beliefs about wealth or love or anything else. I want you to stay in that scene. The word cure comes from the word curious. I want you to be curious. I want you to kind of go, oh, look at that scene. Look at that scene. What did I learn in that scene? What did I hear, see, witness? How did that scene shape me? Influence? What did that scene imprint onto me? What did that scene teach me? What did it cost me? What did I learn from that scene? You see, as a child, you learn what you live. So stay in that scene and with fascination, look over it, look around it, look right through it. Look over it, around it, through. We're going to do this at least 2 more times. So stay in that scene for a minute. Look at it with fascination. Even if it's painful, sad, just look at it and then put it to one side. We're going to do this again. So imagine this is rather like a DVD, you're just putting it to one side. And now you're right back in that time tunnel again. Again, the movie of your life is rewinding. Your brilliant brain is taking you back to a limiting belief, a blocking thought, something you heard, learned, were taught, something you believed that's made you feel you're not worthy of love, not worthy of wealth. You are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. Years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body as you drift right back right now to a vivid, vital, crucial scene that is all to do with how, where, why you ever got these limiting beliefs, becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter, drifting right back right now. Just be there again. It's just like switching on a computer. The scene is warming up. And there you are right in the middle of this scene. And you can remember this scene like it happened yesterday. And you can answer every question. Here they come. This scene where you are now, is it daytime or is it nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own or is somebody with you? And here's the only question that matters in this scene. What are you doing? What are you doing, seeing, feeling? I want you to see what you saw, to feel what you felt. And as I count from 1 to 3, your ears are opening, you can hear exactly what you heard. Something is being said to you, over you, around you, about you. Is deeply connected to these limiting beliefs. Again, look at that scene with fascination, with insight, with curiosity. Curiosity will take you straight to the cure. Be curious about, how did that scene affect you? How did that scene impact you? What did that scene imprint onto you? What does it cost you? What's it done to you? Look over it, look around it, look right through it. Put it to one side like DVD 2, and for the last time we're going to go back. You're going back to a vivid, vital, crucial, significant thing to do with why you believe you're not worth it. Why you believe you're not enough, why you believe that what you want is not available to you. You're going back to a vivid, vital, crucial scene connected to your limiting belief that you're not worth it, not deserving of it, not enough for it. Your mind knows exactly which scene you need to see. It's taking you back to it right now. On the count of 5, you are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. On the count of 4, years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. On the count of 3, you're becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. That movie of your life is rewinding, taking you so far back. On the count of 2 and 1, that movie is stopping. Just be there. This scene in your mind, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own? Or is anybody with you? How old are you about? And here's the only question that counts in this scene. What are you doing? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt. Look over, look around, look through that scene. Say to yourself, oh wow, oh yeah, oh of course, look at that scene. That's the scene that gave me these limiting thoughts, these blocking beliefs that made me believe I wasn't worth it. So look at that scene. Look over that scene, look around that scene. And as you look at that scene, I want you to imagine taking the other 2 scenes and holding in your left hand 3 DVDs or 3 photographs, holding these 3 scenes and understanding something. Any kid, any child that saw what you saw, lived what you lived, would have probably acted the way you acted. So put out your left hand and hold these things, and put out your right hand. And I want you to imagine in your right hand is a scene of you today. So just put both your hands in your lap with your palms facing up, as if you're holding them. In your right hand is a picture of you today. In your left hand are these three scenes you just took a look at. It's almost like you've got ticker tape running between your palms. Your mind is saying, these scenes in your left hand are exactly what's got in your way, what's blocked you. So the scenes in your left hand are showing you what's blocked you from what's going on in your right hand. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand. How did these scenes shape you? How did they affect you? How did they limit you? What did they cost you? How did they shape you, mold you? How did they leave you with limiting beliefs that I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'll never get what I want, it's too difficult, it's too hard? Because the truth is, you could not have been born with these beliefs. You acquired them, and as you acquired them, you can become free of them. So just take a minute and look over and around and through those beliefs. How did they shape you? How did they influence you? What did they cost you? And then I want you to imagine why that's not you anymore. So take a minute and I want you to imagine scene one, that isn't you. Imagine in scene one. One of my clients told me that she asked her father for money and he said, we don't have it. If I give you money, we can't eat. Never ask. I want, never gets. If you ask, you're humiliating me. So never ask, because I want, never gets. And only people who ask are greedy. So she learned never to ask for anything. But that's a crazy belief, because even in the Bible it says, ask and you shall receive. So if you had a parent who said, never ask, or you shouldn't ask, or I want doesn't get, you have to go, well, that's not true. I'm going to ask for what I want. So I want you to go back to scene one. I want you to do this with me. I want you to say out loud. We're talking about scene one now. That's not me anymore. Because I'm not 3, because I'm not 5, because I'm not living that life. I don't have to ask my dad for money to buy candy. I don't have to ask if I can watch TV or go out and have a burger or buy something nice. I don't have to ask for anything. So I want you to say out loud, you're going to repeat this after me starting right now. Let's go. That's not me anymore because. It's really important that you complete the statement. I'm listening. And we're going to do this so we've all got it right. We're going to do it again. And this time you're going to shout it out. You're going to say it with unshakable, unwavering convictions and certainty. That's not me anymore because. And if I told you that this technique is so simple but transformational beyond belief, it's one of the techniques we use that's so easy, but it changes people's lives. They get to justify and say why that can't be them anymore. Maybe you had to wear hand-me-downs to go to school, but that's not you. Maybe you got free school lunches, that's not you. Maybe you didn't have the nice food that other kids have, but that's not you now. Let's do it one more time, still in scene one. That's not me anymore because. Now let's go to scene 2. And no one's listening to you. We're all busy doing this ourselves. I want you to really give it everything you've got. You see, you're kind of telling your mind why the mind is highly patterned, and our job is find the pattern, understand the pattern, change the pattern. We found the pattern. But we're now changing the pattern. You have to change the pattern by saying, that's not me anymore because, but really go for it. Excite your imagination. Use powerful words. Put some strength in your voice, some passion, some excitement. Go to scene 2. And I want you to say, that's not me anymore because. Oh, so much better. Let's do that one more time, still in scene 2. For the rest of my long, gorgeous life, that cannot be me ever again because. Now let's go to scene 3. Look at scene 3. Take a minute to think about why that can't be you. It couldn't be you. That's not you. It's not even possible to be you. And I want you to say with passion and power in your voice, that's not me anymore, because one more time, still on scene 3. Repeat after me, word for word. For the rest of my long, gorgeous life, that cannot be me ever again, because I want you to imagine you can go back and find that little kid who felt not enough, whose needs were just not met. And when our needs are not met as children, we do one of two things. We fall in belief, well, I'm never going to find love. I'm never going to be smart. Someone said to me this week, I watched you on a program and I suddenly realized the thought I thought. I was at second and I'll never be the first. I thought that my entire life. I was the second kid. I can never be the first. And I've never been first at anything because I've got this belief I'll always be second. And that's crazy because I'm my husband's first and only wife. I'm my child's first and only mother, but I always feel second just because I was always told your sister's first and you're second. Sometimes we hear these crazy things and we believe them. When parents say, I love you so much I could eat you. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Do you want to smack? No one says, oh yes, I love one. But we hear crazy things and we think, well, that must be real. So go back and find that child, that little kid that you just met who saw stuff, heard stuff, believed stuff that hurt you. You have to learn what you live. You are a dependent child. And as a dependent child, you depend on other people. And children never work out, oh, my dad's not very bright, my mum's always sad. They go, I'm at fault here. And that was it. Here's the sad news. When a parent doesn't appear to love their child, the child does not stop loving the parent. They immediately stop loving themselves. So go and find that little kid, the little baby, the small child that stopped loving themselves. I want you to put your arms around yourself right now. I want you to imagine you're holding that little child and maybe a baby, maybe you're sitting them on your knee because they're a bit older. And I want you to repeat some words that I'm going to say word for word. Again, notice how you feel in your body when you do this. Because even if it feels silly, I can't even tell you how powerful this stuff is, how life-changing it is. I want you to say to that child right now, I'm becoming a loving parent to you. No one in the world can play this role of loving parent to you like I can. I love you completely. I love you unconditionally. I'll always have time for you. I've created a place in my life for you. I've created a place in my heart for you. I've created a place in my world for you. And now I'm upgrading you into my world. You can never go back to that other world. Not even in your daydreams. I'm upgrading you into my world. And it's a nicer, safer, better place. I want you to imagine taking that child through the front door of your home now and going into your living room and noticing you probably got Alexa, Sonos, Apple TV, Netflix, a mobile phone, a computer, none of which you had when you were 3. They weren't even available then. But you see, we go out and get stuff, even though it wasn't available, but we got to go out and get the other stuff, love, wealth, health, success, joy. You can go out and get anything. Just because you didn't have it when you were 3 is like saying, I never had a mobile phone, so I guess I shouldn't really have one now. No one says that. You can make anything familiar. So take that child through your home and show them all the stuff you have. All the commercial stuff like phones and computers. Show them everything, the food in your kitchen that you get to choose, the credit card you have in your purse, the fact that you drive a car and order stuff. So clearly you can't be 3 or 4 or 2 or 7. Imagine walking around your home and looking at all the different, and saying to that kid, I'm installing you into this world. And you can never go back, only forwards. While you hold that child in your arms, I want you to think of something. What are the words you never heard? I call it the missing bit. What did you never hear? I never heard I was the favorite ever, and I wanted to hear that so much, but I never did because I wasn't. What is it you wanted to hear? Was it that you're smart or beautiful or the joy of your parents' life? What did you never hear? What is the missing bit, the empty bit, the words you're still waiting to hear?
Love.
You see, many of us go through looking for, I'm going to find someone, they're going to fill up, they're going to give me all the words, they're going to fill up the missing bit. And sometimes we do. And sometimes they stay and sometimes they don't. But it's no one else's job to fill up the missing part of you. It's your job. And by the way, you can do it better than anyone. You can do this better than anyone. I want you to imagine if your parents had a degree in raising you, if you had parents who had a degree in raising a happy child, what kind of things would they say to you? They'd probably say, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. How lucky am I to be your parent? So imagine you have got parents who had a degree in raising. What would they say? They say things like, you're smart, you're intelligent. Just watching you gives me so much joy. They'd say, I love you so much, and all your life you're going to find love because you're deeply lovable. So imagine that. Hold that little child and start saying the things that should have been said to you. What should you have heard? What would you have liked to hear? What did you need to hear? Don't wait anymore. Say it now.
You are a blessing. You are a blessing.
Keep going. I'm sure you wanted to hear more than one phrase or sentence, so this is your chance.
You are an asset in our life. You are an asset to the world. You are an asset to the planet. You are wow. You are the light and life.
You see, the job of a parent, although most of us aren't taught this, the job of a parent is to raise your child's self-esteem. By the way, that's the job of a school too, but you'd never know it because they're so busy getting marked on how smart the kids are. But the job of a parent is to raise a child's self-esteem. The job of a school is to send children out with healthy self-esteem. So if you had a teacher who knew their job was to raise your self-esteem, what would they say to you? What would they say? Say it now. Keep saying it. Doesn't matter what anyone else is saying. Just do this for you right now.
You are the best version of yourself. Lovable version.
See, we all want to hear the same things. I love you. You're worthy of love. You're smart. You're amazing. You're wonderful. We all need to hear that. And some of us never hear it, but today is the time to do it. So I want you to now repeat after me. I am lovable. I am enough. I'm worthy. I'm significant. I matter. I'm lovable. And if you want to quantify it, do it like this. Let's do it now. I'm lovable because because I'm lovable. I'm enough because I'm enough. I'm significant because I'm significant. I matter because I matter. I'm gifted. I'm talented. I have something amazing to offer the world. And now you have that 3-step process. Now you're in hypnosis. Let's go back to where we started. I want you again to say, I'm worthy of. I'm deserving of. I'm worth and I deserve. And imagine again you have that screen in front of you, that screen where you can take a look at what you require. What do you require? What do you desire? What do you want? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? The thing that you want so much, tremendous wealth, phenomenal success, a love that stays with you forever, health that makes you live until you're in your hundreds, whatever it is that you require, look over and around and through what you require, because what you require absolutely requires something of you. What do you require? What does your heart need? What would make your heart sing? What would make you feel that your life was amazing? What would complete you? What would give you everything? What were you put on the planet to do? Because everyone has a gift. And what you're meant to do lies directly behind, is connected to what you love to do between the age of 7 and 14 or 5 and 15, what you are meant to do, your unique gift, your unique skill set is all linked to what you love, what makes your heart sing, what you loved at these key ages between 7 and 14 or thereabouts. So keep looking at the thing that you require. And I want to open out your hands into that receiving position. And just imagine, what does it feel like to have that thing? And if you can't feel it, I have no idea, then spend longer until you do know, because you've got to feel it. What does it feel like to have someone love you so much that you go to bed and wake up in the arms of someone that loves you, that you only know love? What does it feel like to have so much success, to have a company where people love your products, can't wait, would pay you more, where you're busy, everyone loves what you're selling, they love you, maybe you're a coach or a mentor, but they love you. Maybe there's a book you're about to write that your audience can't wait to read. What does it feel like? I want you to really feel it in your body. What does it feel like to wake up knowing that you're living your life's purpose, that you're doing something that makes your heart sing, but that other people love too? And what does it look like? What does that look like for you? What does it look like? Do you have a business? Do you work from home? What are you doing with your wealth? Who is benefiting from you having wealth? Who benefits? Because the more people you can come up with, the more likely you are to create phenomenal wealth. Because when you think of, well, it looks like that and it feels like that, it feels like I never need to look at the price label ever again. That feels good. And it looks like me really looking after myself, eating better food, taking myself to the gym, getting enough sleep, helping other people. What does it look like and feel like? Make sure you really notice what it looks like and feels like. What does it sound like? When people say, oh, I love this product, I would have paid more. This is worth every penny. People say all the time, I would have paid you anything for that session. It was worth everything. And that's a lovely thing to hear. Imagine you hear that. You're worth everything. What does it look like, feel like, sound like? What is it? We talk a lot about the smell of money. I can taste the money. I can smell the money. So use those senses. What does it smell like? What does it smell like to lie skin to skin with someone that just adores you and is adored by you? What does it smell like when you have all that clean, fresh money? Or your house always smells lovely? What does it taste like? Use all your senses, because you have to make this familiar. What it looks like, feels like, sounds like, smells. If you can't make it familiar, then it's going to be unfamiliar. And what we're doing now is the mind likes what is familiar. That's a fact. Make this more and more familiar. You can drop into this every day for just a minute. It doesn't take long at all. And if you have any doubts about, oh yeah, this doesn't work for me, side, just move 2 inches to the left, 2 inches to the right, just moving from the waist to the joint. I want you to feel as if you're moving, you are erasing, eradicating, eliminating and ending blocking thoughts. You're letting them go. You're letting them move out of your body, move out of your mind. You're just letting them go. You can erase, eradicate, eliminate any negative thought by flipping it. Who's going to listen to me? Why wouldn't someone listen to me? I've got something to say. Who's going to love me? Who couldn't love me? I'm a lovable person. So let those negative thoughts go. And now I want you to move on to step 3. You know you're worth it. You know what it looks like. What are you going to do? What you require something of you. You've got to show people who you are. Show them what you've got. Show them your dream, your goal, your business plan. Show them yourself. Show them your beautiful heart. Whatever you require, it requires something to complete the loop. You know you're worth it. You know what you want. And now go out and see yourself getting exactly what you want, because what you want does want you. In fact, what you want absolutely wants you. And what you are moving towards is moving towards you. And as you don't, success doesn't come to you, you go to it. So what you want wants you. What you are moving towards is moving towards you. And as you go to success, it certainly comes to you. So look at what you're going to do, how you're going to think. What are you going to do? The best plan in the world is not going to work if you don't. What are you going to do? What action do you have to take? I meet people every day. So I've written a book where it's in a drawer. It's been there for 10 years. I got a great idea. I never took it to market. I could be rejected. No one can reject you except for you. And every day when you go, I'm enough, I'm lovable, I matter, I'm significant, you become rejection proof. Let's do it again. Repeat after me. I'm enough. I am significant. I matter. I'm lovable. Just the way I am. I have a gift. I have a talent. I was given that talent. And now I'm going to monetize it. So let's do one more 3-step process. Take a minute. What is your gift? What makes your heart sing? What do you feel good doing? What did you love doing as a child? Because you're here on the planet to find your gift. That's step 1, find your gift. And when you found your gift, it's not hard to find your gift. What makes your heart sing? What gives you joy? What do you love so much? If you won the lottery, you'd still do it. What do you love? When you found that, here's step 2. You now have to perfect that gift. How can you perfect your gift and get better at it? Well, there are millions of YouTube tutorials. There are millions of books. There are millions of ways for you to learn how to perfect your gift. Whatever your gift is, you can be even better at it. So when you've done step 2, you can go to step 3, which is monetize your gift. Who would have thought you could make $1 million shaping eyebrows or designing sneakers? People all over the world have found their gift, perfected their gift, and made so much money because they found their gift and they perfected it. They became amazing at it. And then they took it to market And when you do what you love and love what you do, it feels amazing. And now you know that you're enough, that you matter, that you're significant. You can find your gift, and you can learn how to perfect your gift, how you can always get better, how you can improve it even more. And then you can take that to market and monetize it. So just let yourself go deeper for just a few minutes. Just take a few minutes to think about what you can do, how you can get rid of limiting beliefs, blocking thoughts, how you can flip them, how you can praise yourself every day. How can you make what is unfamiliar familiar, like praise and taking action? How can you make good stuff familiar? Praise, taking action, believing in yourself. And how can you make negative stuff unfamiliar, like procrastination, self-sabotage, and not believing in yourself? It's a choice. It's a choice that says, recognize the pattern. Here we go again. Find the pattern, understand the pattern, change the pattern, find the pattern of not accepting praise because it's unfamiliar. So we found the pattern, recognize, but now we have to change it. Say, I'm going to just let praise in. Find the pattern, understand the pattern, but then change the pattern. So in a minute, we're going to come back to full awareness and do some Q&A, but just take a few more minutes. Just take a few minutes to find your pattern. Understand that pattern and smash that pattern. Erase that pattern, eliminate that pattern, end that pattern, and add in a new one. And how you end that pattern is by saying, I'm enough. I am worthy, I matter, I'm significant, I'm lovable. So one more time, we've all found the pattern. We understand the patterns to protect us, keep us safe. But today we get to smash the pattern. Let's do it one more time. I want you to shout out, I am enough. I am enough. I've always been enough. I've always been enough. I was born enough. I was born enough. I'll be enough till the day I die. I'll be enough till the day I die. And now I know that I'm enough. The whole world knows it too. The whole world knows it. It's my job to know I'm enough. It's my job to know I'm enough. And I do that job so well. I am lovable. I'm significant. I matter. I have a gift. And I'm ready to share it with the world. Because I'm worth it. So we're going to do one more thing, just for the last couple of minutes before our Q&A. The words that follow I am will follow you your entire life. The words that go after I am will go after you. So when you go, I am amazing, I am lovable, I am worthy, they go after you. When you go, well, I'm a bit rubbish, really. I'm not great at speaking to people. I'm just a dead loss. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm insecure. The words that go after I am go after you. The words that follow I am follow you. So I'm going to do 5 I am statements. You're going to do 5 more. 5 of the I ams you should have heard when you were a kid and you can hear now. So let's do it. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am amazing. I am amazing. I am significant. I am worthy. I am phenomenal. I'm phenomenal. And now do 5 or 10 more of your own I ams right now. Louder. I want you to state it, embody it, affirm it. And then when you're ready, you can get ready to come back in, but do one thing. Don't be one of those people, as I went to that talk, it was quite nice. I learned some stuff. I want you to apply it, do it. There are people that do and people that just observe. Be the doer. Every day you get the chance in your shower to go, I matter, I'm lovable. when you're boiling the kettle, when you're waiting for the toaster to pop, when you're in the gym doing some lunges, you get to use that time to go, I am worthy, deserving, lovable, significant, amazing, talented, gorgeous, phenomenal, awesome. Take your pick. Whatever you add to I am is going to add you. Whatever you follow I am with is going to follow you. Whatever you put after I am is going to go with you and after you. So JFD, just freaking do it. Don't talk about it and just do it. JFD, just freaking do it. So when you're ready, just slowly, calmly, easily, just come back into the room. Just take a deep breath. And some of you might want to share how that felt or what you went back to, or you might have some questions for me. We've got lots of time now to do some questions.
So who felt that? Who felt some expansion in themselves? Anybody else feel that word, that resonate?
Can I just say one thing, because I love that. You see, you want to expand. When someone says to you, oh, I love your shirt, and you go, I got it in Primark, it cost $5, you've now contracted. When someone says, I loved you, and you go, it was terrible. Didn't you see all the spelling mistakes? So you can expand or contract. We want to expand. And one of the ways to expand, when someone says something nice, say, thank you so much. I love this color on me too. I love the book I wrote. It's a bestseller. You know, I love coaching. I'm really good at it. It's my gift. So one of the ways you expand is to accept, praise, and add to it. And another great way to expand is stop saying you're sorry. Don't say, sorry I'm late. Say, thank you for waiting for me. I'm sorry I don't understand IT. Thank you for explaining. I'm sorry I'm so needy. Thank you for looking after me. So try to say sorry. Unless you're wrong, then say I'm sorry, but don't keep apologizing. Thank you. Thank you for understanding, listening, helping, waiting, rather than sorry. So that's how you expand. You accept praise, you add your own praise to it, because there is nothing that will grow your self-esteem like praise. Nothing, nothing, nothing will grow your self-esteem like praise. And that will also expand you. Instead of contracting you and saying thank you instead of sorry, will expand you even more. We want to expand into greatness, not contract into apologizing all the time.
Second question, who here felt a contraction at some point in the exercises? I did. I was doing them with you over here. But did anybody else here feel that a little bit? Like at one point, maybe there was some nervousness in there, or you went to a scene where you're like, ooh, yeah. A lot of people felt that. Amazing. Wonderful. Want to have another question?
How do you calm yourself when, for example, in one day I can have done like 20 different things, and work and cooking and cleaning and reading and studying and like endless.
Yes.
And at evening I sit on my couch and I'm like, why am I watching TV? I have to go and do something. And if I get sick and I have to lay down more than one day, for example, the first day I have high fever, 40, I'm not in this world, it's okay. But the next day, oh, you have to stand up and go to do something, because why?
Okay, so first of all, where does that voice come from? Who taught you that you've always got to be doing?
My mom, of course.
Okay, so you're a human being. You're not a human doing, you're a human being, and that means you've got to be rather than do. So you're like a battery, and if you use your phone all day, what do you do later? You leave it alone and charge it, don't you?
Yeah.
So you are like a battery, and you're doing all day, and then at night you should lie on your sofa and recharge. I want you to think of yourself, I'm recharging like a battery, and I'm a human being, and I'm just going to be. You see, if you're around animals, or even if you're around people that still live in tribes, they do a lot, and then they do nothing. They go out hunting, and they sit around the fire. My cats have wild hours, thinking they're going to find something, and then they just lie around for ages with no guilt. So start to call yourself a human being, which means be, and tell yourself, I'm recharging, and my brain needs that. It needs to recharge. If you kept giving your phone a minute of charge and then used it, it would just stop working. And thirdly, go back and say, who told me that? And what did they know? Because most people who are smart don't work harder, they work smarter. and they give themselves a lot of time off, a lot of time. Most geniuses will tell you, I made that invention when I was looking at a tree. Every genius I know says, my best ideas come when I'm lying in the park. One of my friends who's head of ITV had to say to him, look, I'm not coming in. I can't sit at a desk. I don't get all my ideas. I get my ideas when I'm walking around the park, when I'm talking to my dog. And she created X Factor and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Pop Idol too. But they had to understand, she goes, I can't come to work because I can't do it at a desk. I have to wander around, and maybe when I'm doing something abstract, that's where these ideas come from. And all geniuses will tell you they don't sit at a desk. Einstein used to sit with a ball bearing in his hand in a rocking chair like that. And as he fell asleep, the ball bearing would hit the ground, and he'd wake up to the dreams of his ideas, and he made them real. And he did it when he wasn't doing. He did it when he was being super chilled. You can do it too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That she has to work with her hands
Yeah.
all the time to
Yeah.
get money.
So we hear stuff, and then you see, how do you change your belief? You question it. Who here has a child? When they start to go, Mummy, how does Father Christmas get down the chimney? How does the reindeer get down the chimney? How does he get around the whole world? How come when I saw him, he had on different shoes and he had a beard stuck over a beard? And when you question a belief, you don't believe it anymore. That's why we're often taught, don't question, don't ask questions, don't question me. So when you question a belief, you introduce doubt. So that who told me that? What did they know? Was it true? And even if it's true for them, does it have to? Is it true that women who are successful don't find a man? Well, Michelle Obama has done very well, so that can't be true. So then we think, okay, I'm going to question the belief, introduce doubt, and now I'm changed. And then we put in a new belief. So question it, and then give yourself a better belief. You are what you believe. You make your beliefs. Your beliefs turn around and make you. And then confirmation bias means you look for proof of what you have chosen to believe. But your beliefs are yours to upgrade. We're so busy upgrading our computers and our phones, we forgot to upgrade this software. Upgrade it, update it by questioning a belief and then changing it. And yes, very clever that you noticed that observation.
How many of you here feel a little guilty about not doing anything for the last 2 hours?
But we
Anybody
did a
here
lot
feel like
for
they
the
need to
last 2 hours.
text and WhatsApp and get back to work or do anything? Anyone? And how many of you feel like recharging would be really helpful right now for you? Like taking more time to recharge in your day-to-day life?
Good.
Of the percentage of the population of your friends and people around you, how many of them do you feel like also need more of that? How many? And why don't they do it? Why don't we take that time to recharge? Distractions.
And
Responsibilities.
conditioning, what we're told to believe. I need to see you working hard.
Pressure for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
We
Marisa,
can be.
how many of your clients in the last 37 years have had this belief that you've had to rework with them? These really high performers.
So many. I've got to be seen to be working. I need to be breaking out in a sweat or nobody will believe I'm working. I need to show people I'm busy, busy, busy. I've got to be super busy, and that's just so not true. We have people now who say I'm working 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, and living my best life because we don't do sweat labor anymore. We realize that if you want to be smart, have an idea, monetize that idea, get other people to do it for you. But I see so many clients who say, I have to be seen. People say, when my cleaner comes in, I start cleaning because I feel a bit embarrassed. If the cleaner's here, I better pretend I'm working on the laptop. I say to mine, I know I'm sitting in my, I've been actually writing a book all night, so I've been writing till 4 a.m, but I thought I had to explain why I was sitting in my dressing gown on the sofa because I'd been writing until 5 a.m, because once you start to write, it becomes very compelling. When she came, I thought, I better tell her. So people have that, I feel I should do stuff, and I'm the boss, so I better look busy, busy, busy. But we don't need to do that. That's not effective. It's not an effective working. Children at school, out of the whole 8-hour day, you probably get through. In a company, they'll tell you that if you have an 8-hour day, you get 3 hours work out of your staff, if you're lucky. And you're better to do it a different way.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I've I was also raised like in a way of hard work and stuff like that. And she wants to play piano, so we have a piano, and she's having her lessons, and she feels kind of entitled to straight play nicely and stuff. And I'm catching myself like to explaining to her that you actually have to work to get to a certain performance. And on one hand, I don't want her to be like, to have the same belief that without hard work,
Yeah.
nothing comes in life. On the other hand, I don't know how to balance it.
Well, just change the word work for learning. She probably, little children of 6 love to learn, and they get excited about all the stuff they're going to learn. Like they love to learn to tie their own shoes. They love to learn, they start to say, I could do it myself. I'm doing that myself. So I would just take out the word work and talk about learning. You're playing the piano and you're going to learn even more piano and learn all these skills. So the word work is a lot of bad kind of, but learning is a great thing. She's learning every day. So just replace the word work hard with, you're very good. You're going to learn all this new stuff and be an amazing piano player because you're learning so much new stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I actually just wanted to say thank you. I have a little story that I would like to share. I was diagnosed with endometriosis a couple of years back, and after that I really struggled with fertility issues. Even IVF failed for me, and I did your hypnosis for 60 days. I'm due in 6 weeks.
Oh,
So thank you.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And I tell my husband every day that that's because of Marisa Peer, and I had your picture on my vision board, and I'm here today, so I'm really glad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's wonderful. So lovely.
Thank you for being here. I wanted to know how you overcome the need to have other people to believe in you. So is that in one company, and my team believed in me, my boss would say you can do double that, and I did double that. Moved to another company, and there was that jealous corporate. They wanted me to fail. I could feel the energy in the meetings, and suddenly I couldn't talk, I couldn't pitch, which I'm quite capable of. And no matter how hard I tried, I wanted to prove them wrong. I couldn't. I would be there like,
Why do you think in that second company it was so different to the first one? What was going on there that made them jealous of you rather than supporting and believing in you?
They wondered why they brought me in. They thought I'd come to replace them. They were just told, oh, there's a jealousy, don't worry about that. But it was strong. It was sort of bullying. I could feel the negative.
So the second company, the staff believed you'd come in to replace them.
Yeah.
And did you do anything to reassure them that you hadn't?
Well, they were Emirati and I wasn't, so
Okay.
obviously I wasn't going to replace them.
Okay. That can be very difficult, but you've seen what praise does. You said when someone believes in you and says you can double it, you do it yourself. But we have to learn to do that praise. For many of us now working for ourselves without a boss or without anyone to say, oh, well done, you did a great job today. You have a praise muscle and it will wither if you don't get praise. So for you, remember what that praise is and then start to do it yourself, to say, I'm amazing, I'm phenomenal, I'm incredible. You have to give yourself a lot of your own praise. Are you still in that company?
No, I resigned.
Where are you now?
Thinking to work for myself.
Okay, well and you like working for yourself?
Yes.
So maybe that was a good thing. You learned that don't do so well around negative people. Positive people build you up, but negative ones can affect you. So go on working for yourself. But every day you have to be the praise. You need to say, I'm freaking amazing. I did a phenomenal job today. This is my gift. This is my skill set. The words that came out of my mouth today, I'm a genius. And really big yourself up to yourself, because praise is so important. And when someone else praises you, they may have an agenda, good or bad, but when you praise yourself, there's no agenda. It sinks in like lotion sinks into dry skin. So it sounds like you like working for yourself more. So just go on working for, but praise yourself a lot. It's so important. People think, oh, isn't it arrogance? No, arrogance is because you say, I'm great, I'm the best, because you don't believe it. Arrogance is the other end of the scale of insecurity, but praise is, If you went to a doctor and you said, I'm the best doctor in Dubai, I wouldn't go, oh, I want to see one who isn't as good as you because you're arrogant. If you paid for a flight on an airplane that like Qatar and say we're the best airline, no, I don't want that. I don't want to go to the best. It's too. I love Qatar Airlines. They really do deserve the best. But we like the best. We like the best restaurant, the best doctor. We want the best school for our kids. And if you went to a school and they said we're the best, you wouldn't say, I'm not putting my kid here. You're showing off. I want to go to one that says we're not really that good, but we do the best we can. People are really reassured by the best. I knew that because I took my then partner who had cancer to a doctor, and the first one said, I'll try. The second one said, I'm the best surgeon here, and I'm going to do this, and you're going to be fine because I'm the best. And he signed up with him immediately. He didn't say, well, it's a bit arrogant. Let me diminish him. He said, you're the best. I want to be with you. And the best is reassuring. When I got run over in London, I was sitting in a hospital, and my PA was trying to, and they said, oh, and the doctor said, you want this doctor? He's the best foot surgeon. So she tracked him down, and I went to him, and he said, never let anyone else look at your foot because I'm the best. He said, you've got 16 different fractures in there, and I'm the only person that can do this. He probably was. Maybe he wasn't, but I couldn't give him enough money, was insurance anyway, because I wanted to go to him because he made me feel safe and reassured. So the best is very confident, very comforting. Some people are intimidated by it, but you're good. Be good at what you do. Don't let anyone else dim your light. If they can't handle it, they could just wear sunglasses. But you have to not dim your greatness. We love people who are the best. And if you can't say it, how can they? So maybe your shine upsets some people, but who cares? It's your shine. Just go on shining.
Okay, thank you.
Just 1 minute.
Good evening, Marisa.
Hi.
This is like a dream come true. And the fact that when we walked in, you just said, that's a beautiful dress you're wearing. It came out of nowhere. And I think it changed my life in that moment. Thank you so much for it, because you walk the talk.
Well,
you're appreciating, and that's exactly what everyone's looking for.
Yeah. Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you. I understand the power of praise, but also when you praise someone else, when you give, you receive. If you give a compliment, a gift, you receive. So when you give, you receive back, and we should all be giving to ourselves a lot, but also to other people too. It's very important.
Thank you so much.
And also the aptitude for gratitude. When you say nice things, you're living in a state of gratitude rather than the opposite.
Hi, good evening. Thank you.
We'll come here next.
Good evening.
We'll come here now.
Thank you, Marisa. Sorry.
That's okay. No, we're not allowed to say sorry. Say thank you for picking me.
Thank you for
thank you for picking me.
Positivity. Actually, I would like to ask you about, sometimes we have issues channelizing our thoughts. Like we have broken thoughts, like we initiate a thought and we can't get to the conclusion. There are some barriers, like you can't complete the thought. The process of thoughts are not being completed. Sometimes we feel, breathless. You have given an example that, okay, when you are a taker, you are breathing in, inhaling.
Yeah.
And you are a giver, you are exhaling. So what happens when a person feels the breathlessness, like he can't inhale to breathe out? So there is no space. Let's suppose there is no oxygen here.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, go on, sorry, carry on.
So you can't inhale to exhale, right? So there are places people feels like that.
They can't breathe.
I'm feeling suffocated.
Yeah.
So in those places, what a person needs to do.
Well, you see, when you said I'm eating a lemon, your mind made a lemon. When you say I feel suffocated, I can't breathe, your mind will always make, even a bad thought will make, people say I'm dying here. This commute is killing me. This will be the death of me. I feel all of those emails are looking at me. I feel those cookies in the house are just calling my name and I can't resist them. Whatever you say, you're making it. So when you say I can't breathe, I can't get enough air, flip that to I'm surrounded by air and I'm taking in all this air and I'm breathing so beautifully, breathing deep into my stomach, breathing deep into my lungs. Because the first thing is a thought. First comes a thought, then a feeling, then a behavior. It's like a ladder: thought, feeling, behavior. It isn't behavior, feeling, thought. The thought comes first. So when you think I can't breathe, you say, I can't breathe, because I can't stop eating. I've been eating for all weekend, non-stop. Really? Did you sleep at all? Well, a bit. Did you go to the bathroom? Did you eat while you were in the toilet? No. So you didn't really eat non-stop all weekend. There were some breaks. Well, yes, but. So we have to always go back to the thought. I can't get enough air in. I can't breathe. It's the thought that you're thinking, and you are making it real. It becomes real because your mind's job is to make every thought real, and your job is to say, this is not a very useful thought, is it? Why don't I flip it? It's like saying, I'm chronically tired. Thinking, is that really true? I might be a bit tired. I might even be dehydrated, but I'm not chronically. If I say, I got this headache, it's killing me. But that's not really true. You have got a headache, you might be dehydrated, but it's not really killing you. So you just need to stop with that thought. Even though you think it's real, it's not real, because there's so much breath. You've got lungs and they can breathe in and you can hold your breath for 4 minutes, and there's a lot of air around you. But we learn for all kinds of reasons to say crazy things. I'm dying under this paperwork. This is killing me. I'm dying of stress. This person's going to be the death of me. I had someone in America who had terrible gut problems, and his expression every day was, I'm losing my shit now. I lost my shit last week with my daughter, and I'm going to lose my shit tomorrow with this client from hell. And I said, stop saying that. It's the most horrible expression. By the way, you're walking around in khaki trousers. If that was true, surely we at least wear black ones if that's really true. But you see, the amount of people who say that, and then they wonder why they have gut issues. I worked with a doctor who said, it's really amazing, because I'd say this one thing every day, this is doing my head in. She goes, I got a brain tumor. And I knew it's because I said every day, this is doing my head in. Luckily, she survived that very well. If you go to any hospital, they will tell you truthfully that 70% of clients turning up have real issues, real stomach ache, real constipation, real diarrhea, real breakouts of the skin. But 70% are caused not by diseased organs, but by diseased thinking. That's actually fantastic news. You can change diseased thinking much faster than you can change a diseased organ.
It's not about always the thinking. What we have used as, it's a simile, like.
But who is we? Do you mean you or we?
Yeah,
So
it's me.
You.
Yeah.
So just say me, not we.
Me. Like me, there are a lot of people are facing the same issues. Like
sure. What
breath
issues?
Means it
breath.
can be like work problem.
Yes.
It can be like love issues. It can be like
sure.
family issues. Like in any spaces, any spheres, you can feel that breathlessness, that you don't have the space there.
Can you say I? Can you just make it about you? I can feel this. Because when you say you, what you're doing is very clever. It's saying people say to me, you can't leave food, can you? I go, well, I can.
Okay.
Why didn't you say I can't leave food? Nobody can. So make it just about you.
Okay.
Say it again.
So when I feel breathlessness
yes.
in a space, like whether it can be work, it can be love, it can be family. So the breath means it doesn't always mean the air. Like sometimes you don't have jobs. You are switching the rooms
I
from
know
here
what you're
to
saying now.
different places, and you are not getting it.
I
am not
getting
not inhaling it, so you can't exhale.
I'm not inhaling it.
Yes.
Okay, so I understand. You are coming from a place of lack, which is very common.
Sure.
Very common to come from a place of lack. I can't find the right person. I can't find the right job. Not available to me. But I want you to flip that and say everything is available to me. Everything is available to me with bells on. Just you don't even have to believe it. Just say it, say it, say it. Because now I can understand what you're doing. You're coming from a place of lack. And it's easy to think of lack, but it's easy to think of abundance. So I want you to start saying everything is available to me. I can have everything with bells on. The job of my dreams, the woman of my dreams, the body of my dreams. Just keep saying it, because it'll very likely become true. Because what you're saying, the lack, you've already made that true, so you're very good at making your thoughts real. You might as well think better ones, it's probably going to work. So it's a lack, very common to live in that state of lack, but also very easy to flip it to a state of abundance. Because abundance just means I've got a lot of good stuff all the time, and there are lots of people having that prove that you can have a lot of abundance or not, but it all comes back to a thought. Everything begins with your thinking, and it's the easiest thing to change. So don't think lack, think abundance. Let's go. Oh, okay.
Yes, good evening, thank you. I came a bit late, and
That's
thank
okay.
you for keeping my seat just in front. And I missed your story sharing about health issues that Marisa healed you. Actually, I totally agree, and you're right when you say we are what we believe. I changed my beliefs and I found my purpose. I know what I want to do. The most important obstacle right now is my health issues. So I would like to know, with RTT, can we heal ourselves with hypnosis, or can we have, can you share your opinion?
Yeah, so if you want to get rid of a health issue, never call it mine. Mine means you own it. I could say, do you like my shoes? Do you like my bag? Or do you like my husband? Because I like those things, they belong to me. But I wouldn't say my cancer, I've got my migraine again, I've got my irritable bowel, I've got my terrible pain in my foot. Because when you preface them with my, you own it. So you can say my healing and my health, but don't say my health issues, my illness, because it's an ownership word. You want to always call something you don't want the. Like people say, someone said, my ex-husband, he's horrible. When did you get to 20 years ago? I said, darling, I don't think after 20 years he's yours. I think you should start saying the. He's already married to someone else with 2 kids. Why do you keep calling him my ex? He's not yours. He's very happily moved on, and you haven't because you keep calling him mine. When you call him the ex, the person I used to be with, you don't even need to talk about him anymore anyway because he's with someone else, and the quicker you do that, you will be too. So with a health issue, first of all, never call it mine or my. Secondly, with a health issue, look at what it is. Somebody might say, I get terrible headaches, or the arteries narrow and I get tension headaches, or when I'm anxious, my stomach starts to gurgle and then I have to run to the bathroom. And you want to do the opposite, the very opposite of that. My arteries are clear, my head feels amazing, I'm breathing, I've got a great stomach, fantastic constitution, perfect. So the opposite. I look at a cake and I get fat because I have a phenomenal metabolic. I look at a cake and I burn it all off. I have a phenomenal immune system. People say, in COVID, there's no line of defense. Well, there is actually, and it's called your immune system. And it's a great line of defense. And if you're happy and positive and eat reasonably well and sleep well, that's all your immune system needs. It loves calm, positive, good nutrition, hydration, sleep. It doesn't like panic and anxiety at all. So one of the things it worked for me was to say my body is a wellness-making machine. My body does healing, only healing, always healing. That's all it does. So you have to decide how you're going to talk to you. And whatever the issue is, you have to say, my body is a wellness-making machine. My body's, and we've seen everyday people with every kind of illness you can think of, who've become completely well. Because the body, when it knows wellness, knows how to do wellness. The body can replicate the conditions of every illness known to man, but it can also fix them. That's what placebo is. I talked earlier about how your mind makes your thoughts. If you think a sad thought, do your eyes fill up with tears? If you think an embarrassing thought, do you go red? If you think of a food thought, does your stomach rumble? And here's the placebo. What you think of a drug will affect you more than what's in it. And so you can heal yourself very powerfully by telling yourself, my body is healing, doing wellness, recovering. And there are many different physicians who've said, many pharmacists, if I give a person a prescription, say, this is going to be wonderful for you, this is perfect for you, that's exactly what will happen. If I say, oh, this is not really a very good drug, don't even know why you've got this, it hardly works at all, that will happen too. So the placebo means the physician that lives in you, that can dispense any drug in any quantity whenever you like. And, healing, you can heal yourself powerfully of almost anything.
What about others? My son actually is diagnosed, gifted with sensory hypersensitivity, you may know, and he's beyond,
What is he hypersensitive to?
5 senses, especially touching to certain fabrics. Actually,
but you can reverse that. You can reverse anything.
Yes,
I worked
want
with
to ask.
how old is he?
Sorry?
How old is he?
He's going to be 11.
Oh, so he's young enough. You can reverse that.
In 10 years, really difficult years we've been through.
Well, it's hard to be hypersensitive, but just when you label someone, I would just give up that label, don't even talk about it, and tell him that he's got great coping skills, and he's great around sound and noise and touch. I talk a lot about how wonderful touch is, how important touch is.
It's beyond this, actually, the stitches and everything. It's really, since he's a baby, we can't really, we can't dress him. He's like Tarzan, at home. He doesn't wear any t-shirts.
Yeah, but you have to change that belief, really change that belief for him.
Yes, I'm trying.
Because, of course, when you talk about, since a baby has always been that way, children have to turn into that expectation. So although it's true, just flip it now, and if you might say you've grown out of that. I remember years ago working with a client, and I was so busy, this mother was trying to get an appointment for her little boy who was 9 because he had eczema, and the grandmother kept saying, when he goes to school, he'll just grow out of that, he'll just grow out of it. Anyway, I made an appointment, he started school, and it just went away, even before I got to see him, because he had this belief that when he went to school, he would grow out of it. So children are very tuned into expectations, both good and bad. And when you say, well, that's just going to go away, that's nothing, you'll just grow out of that, that just goes away, he will probably believe you.
Thank you.
Before we take a question, I really want to respect everybody's time, because I know we're going over, and Marisa and I can do this all night. And I want to give you a couple updates. So when you all checked in, there was a WhatsApp announcement group that we created to give you some really interesting things. And I want to talk about a few of those interesting things. The first one that you'll see popping in there either already or very soon is an I Am Enough affirmation track. It's like 3 minutes long. If you open your WhatsApp and click it, it'll just start playing in your WhatsApp. It's amazing. Sometimes when I'm on the road, or if I'm just walking around, or I wake up in the morning, or I have trouble sleeping, or jet lag, I just listen to Marisa just doing these affirmations for 3-4 minutes, and I'll just play it on repeat sometimes. We've got a bunch of other ones we'll kind of send you probably over the next week. There's a wealth one, so I'll send you that, because I know a lot of you picked that category as what you wanted to work on tonight. The second thing is we're going to send you a private invite to this new show that we've been filming with Marisa, and it's called Dilemma. And each of these has a different theme, and you're going to get the opportunity to apply to work with Marisa for 3 to 20 minutes, depending on how long she wants to spend with you, where you can put in what you want to work on in that time, and then we all get into a private Zoom room, and she just pulls people up based on the applications of who she wants to work with. So we get to read through all of them. They're all fascinating. We want to help everybody, and she'll just pick her absolute favorites. So it's really special. We're really going to be building this into something big, but it's just beginning. So we're going to make sure you're in the next session of that, and you can get in there. So that's going to be really exciting. Absolutely. It's going to be really fun. So the last thing that we're going to send for tonight is going to be how many of you think that what Marisa did was amazing tonight? Like, how many of you really felt something strange happening as she did the hypnosis, and you went, okay, something's going on here? And I can see a lot of looks in people's eyes. And I remember the first time I did it without giggling, and she brought me back into the scenes. It was the strangest experience, because I was like, oh my God, I'm like actually hearing my dad's voice. What's happening to me right now? And I thought I was on like some sort of hallucinogen, but I wasn't. It was just Marisa's voice. And I remember when that happened, and just continuously, and you'll see this as you do hypnosis tracks or as you do RTT, the more and more you do it, the deeper and deeper it gets. So if it wasn't deep for you tonight, it just gets deeper and deeper over time as you tell yourself that it's going to work. And you don't have to believe it's going to work for it to actually do something. So I want you to all go back to that intention that you set at the very beginning and just know that today, no matter what happened, you just invested 2 hours in yourself, in your own growth, in your own transformation, and your own learning. And that speaks volumes to your psyche, to your mentality, that you just invested this time, this focus to work on your wealth, your health, your love, and your confidence. So I hope you can all appreciate that and give yourself a pat on the back, tell yourself some beautiful things about, yeah, you can totally do it. Yeah, you can, or you can pat the person next to you if they're comfortable with it. Consent always, right? And I'm just so proud of all of you. So I hope that's one of those beautiful words I can share with you tonight. So the last thing we're going to add into that announcement group is for those of you that are considering doing RTT, wanting to learn how to train with us at one of the levels, we're going to send a link in there. And in that link, it's going to take you to a calendar where you can speak to someone on our team. And Marisa and I and the whole team of 130 or so people now have a mission in the world. And the mission is to get more people doing this kind of work in the world. Because I want 1 million people in this audience experiencing this, 1 million people listening to your questions and your answers, and moving one step further on this path of believing they're enough for everything that they want. Because our whole thing, and the whole reason we exist as a company, is for everybody on earth to believe that they're enough for anything that you want. I just want you to believe you're enough for it. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but I want you to feel like you can. And I want everyone, every child, every adult to feel that way. And as we always say, every RTT therapist is one more of us, one less of them, doing amazing work in the world and creating incredible transformation. So we're going to put that link into the announcement group. When you click that, you can book a call with the team, learn what that is all about. We'll stick around a little bit and do some more Q&A, but I just want to
I
invite
just
you.
want to say something too, because everybody wants to change the world. I mean, changing the world it's a big ask. If you want to change the world, here's how you do it. You change people, one heart, one soul. And in the back of the room there is Kat and everyone that I trained. And Samira was the first person I trained in London. She came in from Dubai. And they've done amazing. People think, oh, Marisa, it's you. This is not what I do. RTT is what I teach other people to do, and they're doing it amazingly in Valentina too. So the people I've trained are doing amazing. Kat is our cancer expert. She was 3 days away from death and cured herself. If you want to know how to cure yourself, speak to Kat. She was put in a hospital room and told she was going to die, and that was 7 years ago, wasn't it? And she's the girl we send every person to with. She's our expert. People come out, oh my God, she's amazing. She gave me hope. So we have different people doing different experts, people expert in working with children, working with burnt out executives, working with obesity, but they're doing amazing work. So this isn't what I do, it's what I've taught other people to do, every bit as good as me, some better, some people are better than me. Every person I train and there'll be somebody better. So if you want to change the world, learn how to change people, because that's how you change the world. And we'd love to have you train with us, because isn't it the best job in the world, Kat? Samira?
100%.
It's the best job ever.
100%, yeah.
I mean, Kat came all the way from Australia to train with me in London. And
Can I tell them that it's the best thing I've ever done?
yes, of course yes, of course you can.
Hello, everyone. I'm an RTT student. I'm here in Dubai for the live course with Marisa. And honestly, I've worked a lot of in my life with social therapy. I've done healing therapy. And this is really outstanding. One of the best decisions I've took ever. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we love to have you.
Hi, Marisa.
Hello.
Good evening to all of you. I am basically a theta healer and with different modalities. So when I went to one of my clients for the healing session, so that person was in like ICU, so literally going through the phases. So when I told him and when I told his the wife sitting beside him, just to shift the point of views or just to be make him in the vibration of positivity. So that guy told me that again, positivity, being positive or making the affirmations positive, is at this time of too much pressure on me. So how to deal with that positivity pressure?
Are you trained in RTT?
No.
Okay, so we teach a certain method so that wouldn't happen. But of course, when someone is sick, and often they don't want, they feel tremendous pressure to get better. They don't always want everyone in the room saying you can think yourself well, and this is all in your head. And some people, we have to allow them to be ill. We have to allow some people not to want to hear that. We only work with people who ask us to work with them. So there are people who get really annoyed when someone turns up and says, they're going to visualize you better and think of it. So there are some people we see, not many, but some people are invested in their illness. We have a particular thing called role, function, purpose, intention. It's amazing. In hypnosis, people go back and tell you the role of their illness, the function, the purpose, and then they get it. And then they want to get better. But we will work with people who come to say, can I have a session? If someone says, hey, could you go to hospital and see someone, only if they want to. Although we have an amazing girl called Irina Khan, and she's called the Coma Queen, and we trained her. Which country is Irina in? Do you remember? Slovenia.
India, the only country that has the word love in it.
Yes, right, that's right. And she has worked with 10 people and maybe 20. She hasn't even met them. You can't go in a hospital and go, hey, where's that person in a coma in ICU? She just made them recordings. So she was asked to help one person in a coma. She made hypnotic recordings. They came out of the coma. She's done 19 more. Only one person has died out of everyone she's seen. And she's now got her own amazing business, and they call her the Coma Queen in Slovenia because she's used that to get people out of a coma. It's so powerful, but one of the part of the power is the client has to want it. We can't make people who say, I've already given up, or I don't want that. So we always have to be aware that we work with people who want to work with us. If someone said, I don't really want to stop smoking. I love smoking, but my wife said I've got to stop smoking. We probably would say, look, wait until you want to stop. Because
the allowance should be from the inside.
Well, the person has to want it. It's like saying to someone, I'm going to put you on a diet. It's like, I don't want to go on a diet. That's very rude. Or I'm going to do something for you that you don't want. So people do have to want to change. And if they're not ready, they can be very resistant if you try and force it upon them. So they're probably just somebody who wasn't ready, or maybe they were ill or tired or sick, or maybe they just weren't, I don't like to say weren't ready, but it probably just was the wrong time. What was your question, darling? Oh, sorry.
Hi, Marisa. Thank you so much for being here. I have two questions. One is about grief. And how do you deal with grief when you don't have closure? Because I feel like the same thing keeps repeating itself. I lost my parents at a very young age, didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and over the last couple of years, my grandfather and my grandmother passed away from COVID. I didn't get a chance to go to their funeral either. And I feel like I'm reliving the same story and I can't even express the grief.
Yeah, because those words are in you. So what I would have you do is have a conversation with your mother and father and say goodbye. There's something called psychodrama where children do that all the time when that's happened, and it's incredibly effective. So I would definitely say that. We do something in RTT called dialogue with a hurter, and it's where the client has a dialogue with someone who hurt them, and they often are dead. But you see, feelings that are in you or out of you, or say they're like gas, they're in or out, and they cause a lot more pain when they're in, and they may be uncomfortable to let out, but you always want them to be out. So you have all these feelings that you never said to your mother, father, and grandparents. And I promise you, if you just sit somewhere on your own and have that conversation with your mother, and indeed, when my mother died, I sat and talked to her a lot. I had a lot of guilt because I went to see her. I had no idea she was going to die that night. And then they said, oh, she's going to be fine. And I went home and she died. And I felt so guilty that she died all alone. And I talked to her a lot because we're all energy. And so you can express that energy to your mother, to your father, to your grandparents, because it's powerful. Even though you think they're not hearing it, you're letting it out. So it's it's a stuck energy that's in you. And it would help you so much to just get their photo if that will help you, and talk to them and say your goodbyes and say everything you wanted to say, because you'll feel so much better. You might even believe that they've heard you. When my mother died, I had a picture, and I would talk to her a lot in my bedroom, a lot, until I felt, I believe this, you must feel the feeling until it no longer requires to be felt. And here's your feeling, all this unexpressed grief and goodbye. So say it, state it, do it. And I promise you it will go away and you'll feel so much better.
Thank you so much. The second, if I may, is about
Yes.
ADHD. I was recently diagnosed with it, and I've been following your teaching, Joe Dispenza. So you're aware of what's going on, but then how do you fight when you feel like your mind is wired against you? Like I can see my patterns with procrastination, executive dysfunction. I have all of those emails that I can't answer, scrolling on my phone when I know I have work to do. So how do you manage
Well,
that?
you're obviously sabotaging yourself. And ADHD, I mean, you've sat here for several hours, so that's a hard label to have, attention deficit, when you're not jumping up and down and running around the room. So I don't like labels. I find labels limit people. Even the label like you're the good one or you're the genius one, we still got to turn into that label. So you need to keep dialoguing with your mind and saying, what I find helpful is the word narrow down. So I'm going to say the word narrow down, everything's going to fade away except the work I'm doing for 2 hours. So we have some recordings that will help you. We'd be happy to give them to you. But I wouldn't even use that label. And I'd say, I can narrow my thoughts down and be so engrossed in work. And I'm going to give myself 5 minutes on the phone. And then, and you want to see the phone as a reward, because human beings are wired to work for reward. We like that. And if you take the reward without the work, you always don't understand. It's like every school has work, then playtime, work, then recess. Parents say, do your homework, and then you can go out to play. Do this, and then you can have that as a reward. So you're taking the reward beforehand, the phone. So what will work for you is say, okay, I'm going to do an hour of focused work. Then I'm going to have 10 minutes on the phone. Then I'm going to do another hour. And so you always give yourself, well, you can say at the end of the day, I have an hour on the phone as a reward for 6 hours of work. So train your brain to see the phone as the reward, and then you'll feel that you can actually enjoy it rather than go, I shouldn't be on this phone, I feel so bad, I'm still on it, what's wrong with me? Rather than do the opposite, say, well, I love working, I'm so engrossed, I'm so absorbed, and when I finish the phone, I have a little bit of the phone as a reward time, and I really enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Due to timing, I just want to make sure I really respect everybody. And we're not going to leave right now, but I want to make sure that you all can get home at an appropriate time and can leave here feeling really, really good.
Of course, I'll be here to take photos, don't worry. Have you got to go now?
Yeah, we have to go very.
Well, quick, come over here, we'll do a photo then.
That's wonderful. So before everybody gets up, 2 quick things. So we're going to stick around, answer some questions for a few more minutes.
See, ask can you get? I love you too. Love
I'll
you
just wait.
too. You smell beautiful. Thank you.
Perfect. Oh, look at all the angles. Wow. Nice job. That better be portrait mode.
longest hat.
Your perfume is so lovely. What is it?
It's the elixir aromatic.
Oh, Esther, love that. Clinique, I remember that. Yeah, I remember it so well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you. Safe trip to Abu Dhabi.
Thank you. We'll join you later. Thank you.
Perfect. So for any of you that have questions in particular about the training, about RTT, I'll make sure we can kind of break out, and Marisa will stick around and answer questions for as long as she wants to. And at some point I'm going to pull her away so that she doesn't pass out while talking, because she can do that, and she does fall asleep quite easily. For anyone that has questions about RTT, I'm going to have Megan in the back over there come and help out. But I'll be at this whiteboard and can answer all the questions about the training that you might have right now. Again, we're going to send a link into the announcement group so you can get one-on-one attention for that. And we're going to have all of our VIP people help you with that. But other than that, I would invite you to kind of mix, come around. If you want to talk to Marisa, you can come up a little bit closer. I'll take the mic off so it can be a little more intimate at this point. And thank you all so much for coming. And we'd love to give a big round of applause for Marisa.
Thank you. Thank you, darling.